Hi, folks. I'm Shawn Pitts. I'm the primary coordinator for the McNairy County Music Hall of Fame and the Traditional Arts Chair for Arts in McNairy. We want to welcome you to the 2020 online induction ceremony for this year's class of inductees. I want to first say thanks to Lloyd Watkins and Jeremy Hurst for playing us in with some music, and they're going to play us out on the tail end too. So just wanted to say thanks to them. Lloyd has been the coordinator of the McNairy County Music Hall of Fame band since its inception, and he is also a member of the Hall of Fame himself. So thanks to him and Jeremy for playing us in, and we'll hear from more of them a little bit later. Things are going to look a little bit different this year because of the pandemic. We have been forced to suspend all programming at the Lotta Building temporarily, but we hope you'll agree with us that this is a fitting tribute. We're going to do it all online this year, and we're excited about that possibility. Just wanted to tell you that that will be up and on across Arts and McNairy's social media platforms, and it'll be up to stay. So even if you couldn't come to the live event, this is a way that people could have seen this online, and maybe we'll do this in addition to doing the live events at the Lotta going forward. So I just wanted to say a word of thanks to everybody who helped participate in this. Thanks for the panelists who helped do the selection. Thanks to the Arts and McNairy Board, who generously provides the funding for this and has been supportive of it ever since we began. And this is our 8th class of inductees. And it's a great class. I'll talk about that again in just a few minutes. I want to say a word about the process that we get a lot of questions about this. First, let me say thanks to everyone who nominates. We're used to getting now dozens of nominations, and now it's unusual to get less than a dozen nominations every year, and so that's great. That shows that folks are supportive of the effort, and it's an honor to be inducted in the Hall of Fame. But we solicit nominations from the general public. People are always saying to me, you know who belongs in that Hall of Fame? And they've got a list of people that they belong in the Hall of Fame, and most of the time, those are great inductees or would make great inductees, but nobody who has ever inducted the Hall of Fame who isn't first nominated. And so it's important to get involved in that nomination process. If you know someone who belongs in the Hall of Fame, you should go right now. Go over to artsandmcnairy.com and click through to the trailofmusiclegends.com. You can learn more about the nomination process there. You can see instructions about how to make successful nominations or quality nominations, and then also read induction speeches from all the past inductees and see some great photos there. So check those things out, and you can also follow the trail, or rather the Hall of Fame through the Facebook page, and Arts at McNairy through the Arts at McNairy Facebook page, Instagram, and Twitter feeds. So lots of information out there for you. We want everybody to be involved in the process. So now, let me say a word about this class of inductees. The rhythm players are getting a lot of love this year, and as an old drummer, that's really satisfying for me. We have, I'm going to tell you the order in which the inductions are going to go online and tell you a little bit about the process. So on Saturday, we will release 2 videos inducting 2 members to the Hall of Fame, and then on Sunday, we'll release 2 inducting 2 members to the Hall of Fame. So just to get things kicked off, let me tell you who those are and what order that they will be in. First, Mark Shelton, a percussionist. He's one of the rhythm players getting a lot of love this year. Really remarkable percussionist who grew up in the McNairy County band program. And I want to say a word about that music education. If anybody doubts it, you look at Mark Shelton's induction, you'll change your mind. This man's been very successful, and he got his start right here in McNairy County band programs. Then secondly, the Lotta Ramblers will be inducted. It's very satisfying for us to have the Ramblers inducted because they were the house band for Stanton Littlejohn's legendary, or rather for Earl Lotta's legendary jams at the Lotta Building, which is now our residence for Arts McNairy. And so we're very excited about that nomination and that induction. Then Eddie Bond, who is a local rockabilly legend and the guy who put Buford Pusser on the map, the guy who made Pusser famous. And we have him to thank for that. I think that's a great one. You'll be surprised by some of the things you learn about Eddie Bond. And then finally, Rob Richards, legendary bassist for McNairy County, business owner and a great musician from the county, still really revered even 50 years after he last played his last note in public. He's still regarded as the best bassist McNairy County ever produced. So he's another one of those rhythm pickers getting a lot of love. So with that, I want to say one final word about the painting you see behind me. This is actually a reproduction of a painting, but you'll see that painting as a backdrop for several of the nominations for the Hall of Fame this year. So Lanessa Miller did this painting when she was doing a residence, an artist residence in the building. And so inspired by that great music heritage that attaches itself to that building and to our county, she just picked up on that vibe from being in the building, and she did this wonderful 4x8 painting, which is now on permanent display at the Lotta Building, and you can see it when you go in the theater entrance there, and you'll see it in the backdrop. The reason I wanted to point that out to you is not only because it's a great painting, which it is, and because it was painted in the building, but because it actually depicts one of those legendary jams that's going on inside the building. And if you'll notice, the band in the upper left-hand corner there is actually the Lotta Ramblers on stage at the Lotta Building for one of Earl Lotta's jams. So we thought with Robert Richards and the Lotta Ramblers being inducted this year, it'd be really appropriate to point that out. So now you know. All right, so that's it. But I want to say a word of thanks again to everyone for participating in the Hall of Fame, for nominating, for supporting, for coming out to the live events. We hope to get back on track with that next year. And also say another last word of thanks to Lloyd and for playing in the Hall of Fame band in the streamlined version this year with Jeremy. And he's going to have a couple of words to say about one of the Hall of Fame band members that we lost this year. Great friend of his, and he's going to have some remarks about that, and he's going to play a little music and play us out again. So welcome to the online inductions. We hope to see you out live next year. Thanks. Good night, everybody.
This little tune is called Black Mountain Rag. We're going to do a little of it. It's actually a mixture of 2 or 3 different songs. And if you ever went down Black Mountain playing it slow, Black Mountain, North Carolina, by the time you get to the bottom, you be playing fast because the brakes are hot and gone. Black Mountain Rag. Hello everybody, I'm Lloyd Watkins. I'm a member of the Hall of Fame band that is at McNairy County Arts Center at the Old Laddie Building. We have a member of the band that's not with us this year. His name is Cagle. We certainly miss him. He's been the drummer with us ever since it started. I went to school with Harold from the 1st grade. We were raised together in Leekwood. There were 11 kids in the family. They could all play and sing. They had one acoustic guitar. One night, I loaned Harold a snare drum, showed him kind of how to keep a beat, and the rest is history. He bought a set of drums. We played all over the country. We won contests, state contests. We played everywhere. And after I kind of split up with them, I went one way and they went the other, and the Cagle brothers went their way. They fronted different ones like Johnny Rodriguez, several different ones. Then they went to gospel music, and Harold, one of the better drummers in this area, when my son was learning, he had an influence. So Andy is kind of a 2nd generation drummer down from me. And we've had more fun, and Harold's such a great guy. I love him to death. I sure do miss him. I could always call him and say, Harold, I need you this weekend. He'd say, well, where do we play? I'm ready. This is again for Harold Cagle, my buddy that's not with us anymore. As best I remember, this is the first song he ever sung in public anywhere. Now me, I work at Harold Super Service. We specialize in service all the way. There's only one thing that really bugs me. That big boy on the strip down Model A. At Harold Super Service, we do the grease job. Fix on your 50 flats every day. And just about the time I get real busy, here comes a boy in the strip down Model A. He say, give me 50 cents worth of record. Check my oil too, if you don't mind. Put some air in my tires, won't you, mister? Wash my windows too, if you got time. Last night I dreamed I died and went to heaven with that mighty service in the sky. I'm satisfied just pumping gas forever, but the angel in that sweet by and by. Now pearly gates are just around the corner. St. Jude's comes up here every day. Now the changing bugs on Moses' magic carpet. Come through the clouds came that morning's Model A. He say, give me 50 cents worth of record. Got time, put some air in my tires, won't you, mister? Wash my window too, you got time.
We got the news, everybody rocking tonight. Oh, my baby just tight as I can, 'cause tonight she'll know I'm a mighty man. I got the news, everybody rocking tonight.